Where did I put... Oh, here it is. There we go. It's listed as copyright free. Let's see what's actually copyright free. Ooh, that sounds a little crackly. Okay, so today I feel too tired to actually, deal with setting up and playing Legend of Zelda. So, instead, I just kind of want to talk about writing stories. I actually came up... Oh, that is not a pleasant background picture. Here's an idea. Keys. Now, I'm just gonna make that picture that I just took into my new thumbnail. And I go down to videos, and click, and bam, save. Now we can hang out properly. So, story writing 101. Actually, I should have written that in the title. Story writing 101. I gotta rename the title. First important part about writing a story is creating the world, as far as I'm concerned. Because when it comes to creating an interesting story, all the characters are going to be what really propels your story forward. They make the plot happen. But your characters were born from this world. So whatever was already there, whatever laws and rules were in place, is what will give your characters power. So that's an interesting place to start. I actually came up with an idea for a story... Oh, hey Jack, music's loud? Alright. I'll turn that down. Sorry about that. I was still not quite at the point where I had, what's it called? Open. You know, the thingamajigger with the chat. The chat open. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, earlier I was thinking about, no, it started off with looking at... Oh hey Rex. Third? I don't understand what's going on with that. Yeah, I've written stuff before, but I haven't ever actually finished a novel. I was watching a video earlier on the world's largest amoeba, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was pretty neat. So I came up with an idea of sort of a primordial world where the dominant species is sort of an amoeboid species. So basically, hyper-intelligent slime creatures rule this world, and different variations of them sort of roam the land and live in different places and have different clans. So they'd be hyper-intelligent in addition to being sort of slime creatures. Not all of them would be as slimy as your average slime, but the idea seemed pretty neat to me. Oh. Okay. Sorry, something was on my foot, and I moved my desk in an attempt to push myself away from the desk. What was I saying? Slime world, amoebas. So, think very similar to our world, but start imagining the most creative animals you can. Make them adjacent to Earth life, but not quite Earth. So, that's sort of where I started with building up this whole world. Maybe. I really have no idea. It's not the first time that Rex has shown up and said something, and then I feel like might just disappear. I'm never really sure if they're still here throughout the entire video, but I always see them. So, thanks for coming by. Now, going back to the story thing, once you have your world setting, so I guess sort of similar to science fiction sort of thing going on there. Then you can start building up societies and different aspects of the world that'll make it a bit more curious. So maybe specific laws that make the world function differently. A man with a cat head? How do you mean? Well, what was I saying? Different aspects of the world. So think like magic systems in various worlds is what would fall into the laws of your world. So maybe magic works in a very specific way. To use something like Harry Potter as an example, it's sort of a bloodline thing where you need to be either born into it or you can just spontaneously have it. I don't really like Harry Potter much, so I don't know a whole lot about the series, but I do know that it has a fairly well-known magic system, I think. As far as I've always known, it's like you need to be born elite into the wizarding world in order to be capable of magic, with exceptions or something like that. But that's sort of the core of it. So for this amoeba world that I came up with, it's pretty much just a very naturalistic world. There wouldn't be any magic there, but it'd be based around different biology that makes things function. So whereas in our world, it focuses very differently because we have the sun, which makes it very difficult for creatures without skin or things that would be more slime-like to survive. We'd probably have that world would probably have a very different type of sun. So maybe a star of a different color, but the planet orbits at a different orbit so that the sun's less dangerous. I don't think that's really possible, but going into science fiction, it's more about trying to utilize whatever science you have on hand. That's an interesting idea. I was also thinking about that, how the world got started. You can always have a pretty good story coming off of creation mythos, which I think it'd be pretty neat. I was watching earlier today, a video about God killing, and I was thinking it'd be pretty neat to have a world where the focus isn't about overcoming God and more about, you know, the benevolent kind of creator kind of a thing. So, say the world was created by one particularly lonely god that pulled a piece of itself off and put it onto the planet to grow it into something so that it'd be less lonely. Or better yet, so that the creatures on the planet could become a god on their own. That'd be pretty neat. But however you want to twist it, I'm certain that it would end up being something relatively interesting as long as you have something that builds up. Once you have your setting sort of laid out, so I guess I would need to go with a more specific setting because I've just been setting up the rules of this world in my mind. So once you have the rules in place... Oh, I should have some kind of visuals for this, but I don't want to set that up. I just want to talk about it. Anyway, once you have the rules, you want to have a very specific setting. You could go down as small as just a specific town, or you could start focusing on the city or even the country, the cultural relevance that would be in there, building it out so that you've got a bit more there. Tolkien actually spent extensive amounts of time writing about the world before he really wrote the stories. I haven't read through the Silmarillion, so I don't know nearly enough about it, but I do know that he had a really fleshed out lore there, of which I find on its own to be amazing to know about. I would love to know more about it, but I just haven't taken the time. That's on me. That is my decision not to spend the time reading more. But, you know, you don't need to read a lot to come up with your own ideas, I suppose. Though reading more does help you take ideas from new places and turn them into your own. That's a big aspect to writing. You said before that you wanted to, write your own story, or you had ideas for your story. If you want, now's a good time to share them. Going back to this amoeba world, we have now caught up to the place of which I have considered all possible aspects up to. So from here on, I would need to come up with everything completely off the top of my head. and improv-like. And running entirely off of whatever coffee I have in my mug. Alright, let's hear it. I'd be more than happy to hear what you got. In the meantime, I should, because you need time before the lag catches up to where you are, and you know that I've asked you to talk about it a bit more. Building up to that, I should focus on... I guess I could go into making a few different clans as well. So for these slime creatures, maybe a water-dwelling clan, that'd be like Atlantis. Then you could have some in the earth, or on land, of which, I guess because of the sun, they'd need something to cover themselves. Ah, that's a big part. You need to write stuff down or you're gonna forget. Everything I have so far is stuff I came up earlier today with. It'd be neat to have, like, a metal clan that lives underground, and they cover their bodies in a layer of stone so that they're more capable of protecting themselves from the harsh environments. And they could eat, like, rocks and stuff, and they'd have stone teeth to break down the rocks into digestible minerals. Or even better, they'd eat, like, coal or something. Anything with nutrients in it, I guess. Because I still want to keep close to that science fiction kind of a feel. Then you could have, like, forest, or even, no, not forest, what's the word? Like, plains dwellers, of which they cover themselves in, like, a layer of plants that, they share water with, and in return, they get protection from the sun. So they'd be, like, symbiotic relationship sort of situation there. And they build their houses out of, mud and grass. They'd be like hobbits. But, they wouldn't look like hobbits because they're slime creatures. Then you could have forest dwellers that live in the trees. Like, literally inside the, trunks of the trees. Because these creatures are still slime, so they could probably, like, navigate through hollow trees or something like that. And they would cover themselves in leaves. That'd be pretty cool. Ah. I see. So it'd be, a fairly calm, toned-down sort of story. You have an idea for the plot? Once you have your main characters, then creating a good plot that's engaging and interesting is a bit more difficult than that. I find that slice of life is actually very difficult to write well. Because anyone can create a slice of life sort of situation where it's like, oh, wouldn't it be neat if this character was all wacky and they came up with an idea, and the other ones are like, oh, that's a stupid idea, and then you get to the punchline of either the idea works really well or it works very poorly, and the other two chastise the first one for the idea. So you could come up with an idea like that, but having it work well to an audience probably wouldn't be as easy. I've seen that happen time and time again where writers will have an idea for a story and then just aren't able to effectively follow through on it. Yeah, so that's your standard trio. You've got, what was it? Oh, I can't even remember the terms for the three members of a three-man group like that. But it's kind of like the Three Stooges, where you have the one who's in charge, very egotistical, trying to be controlling, one that's sort of the dumb follower, and one that's the sort of conscience of the group, that's smart and trying to pull everyone in the right direction, but the other two are too chaotic to be fully controlled. Yeah, so that is a trope that I know a bit about. I think that it can work well. There's good reason as to why trios are they're the backbone of certain elements of comedy and certain tropes. Like, even at looking or even when looking at something like, say, Avatar: The Last Airbender, you have the first three characters. You have Aang, who's sort of the aloof but caring one. Actually, who would be? I guess they all sort of take turns, because Sokka would also be the aloof but caring one, and there are moments where Katara is also... And then they all have turns being a bit more... Yeah, I guess that isn't a trope that is consistent all the time. But of the three, I'd say Katara was the serious one, Aang was the... I guess the conscience of the group, and Sokka was the buffoon, I guess. The comic relief, if you will. Yeah, that sort of works. So, it's interesting how that all works out. The body, heart, and mind sort of trio. One of them is all focused on being smart and doing things in a methodical way. One of them is more in tune with the group and the emotions of the situation, and one of them being more about the... How do you even best... That's something that's been very much a trope for me. A rule of three: body, heart, and mind. The three aspects of any person. It's even in my symbol, of which I'm not really sure how to best put into words. Then again, I feel pretty tired. I'm definitely gonna switch up my streaming schedule, so rather than starting from 3 p.m, I move it to 7. I think I'd probably be better off that way, but it's hard to say because... Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I still haven't quite gotten down the feel of doing stuff like this. The specific streaming schedule, that is. So, that'll take some time for me to really get used to, I suppose. There's also the fact that I don't really get as much time to rest as I'd like, so maybe I should dial it back a bit from 5 days a week. Dunno. Hard to say. Sure, so talk about your characters if you want. I just want to keep talking because that is also important. Okay, so the Genki character would be Tabana, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So, I guess the positive one. Who are the other two? Okay. Good to know. What else is there to know about this trio? Who are the other two members? I'm currently trying to think of other trios. I mean, there's the Three Stooges, but I never actually watched them. I've heard about them, but I can't even recall anything about them. I think it's something Curly and Moe. What were the names of the Three Stooges? I'm gonna Google that. Three Stooges, let's see here. Moe, Larry, and Curly. Those are your Three Stooges. I moved around my microphone, hopefully I'm still decent sound quality. I see. So actively does things that are bad for the group because they're entertaining. I can understand that being there, and that would definitely cause conflict. So there you have your plots. Or at least the start of your plots. Well, that's something. Who's the third character? So far, every single one of these songs says no copyright. I swear if I get a copyright on any of these, I'm gonna be ticked. So he appears to be dumb and is also very smart. That may just be in the way that you describe him, but I would be cautious about what traits you give to what characters. If he is playing dumb and seems very disingenuous, then that would make him very much an antagonistic character, which would sort of propel him to being kicked out of the group. So you do need to balance that out in his relationship with the other two. There needs to be a reason why they like him. So some level of relatability is necessary in a character like that. Acting dumb can come in a lot of different ways. I think of, like, Michael J. Caboose dumb, which is just full-on idiot, completely oblivious to the world, versus, like, I guess Sokka dumb, of which he's goofy, and he makes mistakes, but he's actually quite creative and intelligent. So I feel like playing dumb would be more in line with, oh, what? That does that? I didn't know. Kind of mischievous, as opposed to actually acting dumb. So I guess making that distinction is fairly important. So the third character you mentioned is whom? Okay. I guess for me, myself, as a character, I am very much opposed to, the kind of person that is a bit more on the sadistic side. But that's just me personally. Hmm. What's this? Oh, music. I should... So, what was I talking about before? Did I... You still have more to say? Is there more you want to... Okay, so your straight man is this Jack character. They're the ones that are, like, the one trying to keep everything together and balance out the other two. I see. It's interesting to see how, these tropes work together, even when... Well, I can't say for sure where you got the ideas from. I guess ideas create more ideas. Sometimes people pick up on things without knowing about it, sometimes people do things with, full knowledge of everything that's going on. I see. A familial relation. I can see how that works out. I hear words coming out of the computer box. I do not like this scribbling sound. I bet it'd be pretty easy to do one of those watching videos and commenting on them video type things. I do not like this song. I was liking it up until I started hearing the ASMR, whatever it's called thing. I hate that. It very much upsets me to no end. Sounds like my kind of character. I see. Sounds to me like you've got a pretty good idea of what you're doing. At that point, it's all more about, fleshing out the interactions, but it sounds like you already know how they all interact, so... Not sure if there's anything in particular you want my input on. Anime poofed? You mean, like, they just don't exist or something? Oh, I think I get what you're getting at. They're gone. Is the bottom line. Alright. So is there anything in particular you want my, my thoughts on? Like, how to go about doing a specific thing? Or, something like that? I don't need to go into the details of it right now. I can definitely see that there's a lot of stuff going on there. I don't need you to go into the details of that. I don't need you to go into the details of that. Alright, well, I can imagine. I'm not really in a great headspace right now for dealing with that. I'm not even sure what to do now. Make the plot happen. But your characters... that's... Yep, I'm just sitting there. I'm just sitting here. Gotta level with you, the music is not exactly very uplifting either. Now you're going, like... I thought this was a slice of life story. Now it's like, oh, a tragic backstory, superhero. There's a point of which a story goes from being a story to becoming a thing in your head that's no longer for anyone else, it's for you. I have those too. I have a lot of those. But you can't make a story based on stuff like that. Making a story is something that... it's a communication. There's art that's for you, and then there's art for the world. If you just make art for you, no one else is gonna like it. Some people might, but then you might as well just be doing, like, stuff on Tumblr. Is kind of what I would relate that to. Trying to make a good story is more about being something that more people can buy into, which requires a fair bit more structure than you may want. Trying to keep it to one specific genre really helps. If you want to mix in aspects of other genres, that can work, but keep in mind that having more experimental stuff won't always work. There's plenty of experimental videos on my channel that I think worked horribly and did not catch on. But, you know, it's learning. Yeah. That's fair. I feel incredibly tired today. Sucks that I never feel not tired. I feel like I've talked about my depression on stream before, but I don't know if I've really gone into it. It's not something that I'm sure anyone wants to hear about, though. You know, it's one day at a time. I'll get through it. I mean, I was planning on playing Legend of Zelda today. Yup. I've been trying to do this whole streaming thing sort of in spite of my depression. Day after day, I kind of wonder why I'm still doing it. It's not that I want any of the challenges that come with it, it's more just... I feel like I have a perspective that could help others, but if nobody sees me, nobody hears me, what good is having a perspective at all? For all it's worth, if I don't get to say anything and nobody hears it, what's the point in talking? I'm really not sure where I belong in the world. I don't know if I even belong here streaming. I want to be the best. I want to be important, but it's more, yeah, it was supposed to be Zelda. I'm just not feeling up to it today. I just got a lot of stuff going on right now that's making life a bit more difficult for me than usual. I hope to do a Zelda stream at some point in the future. I do really like Twilight Princess. That is sincerely one of my favorite games. It's just... yeah, I'm just struggling with stuff. So I figured I'd try and do something that would be a bit easier on me, because playing a game while talking can be difficult. It's hard to tell. If I don't feel up to it, then I just struggle with playing games. It's... yeah, not easy for me to talk too much about it. Not right now, anyway. Talking about my stories, that'd be something. I'm not sure where energy comes from. I feel like it's supposed to be coming from being around other people for me. But they have to be people that I really like, and I need to physically be there with them. I feel like thinking about a darker story today. I don't know, the thought of being in sort of a neon concrete jungle in the heart of the city. The buildings all close together, easy to walk around. There are cars every here and there, but somewhere that's just in the middle of the night. Streets lined with blaring bright neon signs. Stoplights everywhere, sort of blinking through. And the motions of people running. Not from, not to, but simply as a state of existence. Honestly, it doesn't even need to be futuristic. I've been to Japan before, and there's this feel to nighttime there. I want a city where you feel free to move, to go places as you please. No need for flying cars, just lots of places to climb. Lots of space to run. Well, not that much space. I feel like having the cover of city buildings feels a bit comforting. It's hard to explain the feeling fully, but there's something that feels pleasant about that. Something that feels simultaneously messy and serene. The chaos of a city, coupled with sort of this semi-calm and... I'm trying to think of the world. I guess somewhat sterile feel to it. It feels clean, but chaotic. That's the sort of feeling I get when I think about cities in Japan. And the chaos of it isn't necessarily from actual chaos. There's quite a bit of order, in fact. It's more about this feeling of everyone's trying to go somewhere. Everything's happening. Like the city is alive. That's the kind of beauty that I have in mind when I think of this. I sort of have this image in my head of sort of a penthouse apartment kind of place. A big glass wall, moonlight pouring in from one side. Everything sort of reflective, but not quite mirrored. Just beautiful and minimalist. That's the kind of thing that I like to think about. Sometimes I wonder if I'm in a dream. It's hard to tell if anything's real anymore. Yeah, I'd say that that's a pretty good description. There's a lot of things going on, but it's all very ordered. It's the knowledge of how many lives are going on simultaneously, and the back alleys coupled with the larger streets, and everything working in harmony, even if the harmony comes off as a cacophony of noise. Fair enough. I wish that could be somewhere that I could live. I feel like we're all just trying to escape this rat race of chaos. I can't even tell if anything matters. Like I said, it's kind of like being in a dream. Or maybe a nightmare. There's no escaping any of this. I can't even tell what this, in air quotes, is. I guess the life we all are forced to live just to be part of society. What even is society? I guess it's a collective. It's all of us agreeing to abide by the same unwritten rules and written rules. Stuff that we're expected to do, regardless of if it hurts us in the long term. It's like, you're expected to get a job and live a life where you're working for someone else in the hopes that someday you'll maybe get a chance to become the big guy on top, but you never do. It's a very small set of people, and they're always the ones that were born rich. It's always painful to think about this stuff, because most of us are never going to get that peace of mind, that feeling of calmness. Even when I've run through the idea of, what if we just stopped? What if we just took what we needed, and rather than dealing with day-to-day life and working for someone else, just looked for happiness? I realized that could never work, because there's a lot of people who do jobs that are needed. I mean, I've been kind of down in the dumps for the past couple days. The way I deal with it is I just sort of, try and push myself until I make it through it. It's just another storm. It'll pass. They always do. And certainly not the first time I've dealt with depression. Ah, that's fair. I appreciate it. I'm not really sure. I bet the music would definitely make a difference, but I don't have anything on hand. What if I search for royalty-free... What kind of background music would work better? What about this? I don't know. It does say royalty-free.
샛별
That's cute. It sounds cute. I find music also has a pretty strong effect on me. Definitely changes the way I think about things. I don't understand why. I just know that is the way it is. It's all about just continuing to move forward, right? I'm not very good at drawing. I guess I could practice. Just keep working at something. Hard to say for sure. I've got this program open. What if I were to play around with shapes in this? I'll just add a new thingy-gajigger. Let's see here. Where is... That's not it. Let me see here. Maybe it was software capture? Window capture? There it is. I'm not looking for Photoshop, I'm looking for... There it is! Oh, that's a bit big. Hang on, I got this. Yeah, so earlier I was playing around with a couple shapes here. Sure, I can play around with this for a bit. What song? I don't think I knew that song.
샛별
An elf creature? You mean the gnome thing? I was thinking about drawing a gnome. Sure, why not? I don't know how well I can actually draw a gnome. Let's start with triangle. Let's give it 3 sides, as most triangles do have. And let's make it all pointy for a nice hat. And let's make it red. Because if you're gnome, you gotta have a red hat. I think that's like a rule or something. Oh, you mean the creepy Microsoft Paint gnome thing that I made, I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna try and make that guy. But I can try and make a regular gnome. I'm gonna make him less red. Like, that color. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move him to the back so his hat is on correctly. Maybe I'll stretch his head a little further. That should be good. And let's give him some eyes. Perfectly normal eyes. Oh, that's the wrong way. Let's do a little of that. Let's give him a different color of eye. What about this? Actually, I'm gonna put this over here. That looks pretty good. Not bad. Now it needs a face of some description. How about... one of these. Nice little smile there. Little smile for our little gnome. He's missing something. Let's give him a silly gnome nose. Silly gnome nose. And he's starting to seem a little uncanny. What if I were to give him little eyes? Beady little eyes. Some green little eyes. This in no way is helping the situation. Why does everything I create look horrible? Oh god, what have I done? I've created a monstrosity. What am I doing? What is this? He needs your blood. Oh no. Do not deny the gnome, for he desires blood. This is required by the gnome. Give him your blood. All of it. Or else he will, that isn't the right size for a gnome body. That's slightly better. Then let's give him a slightly more rounded torso. Up. That's up, wrong way. Whoops. Hang on. Also, I don't want him to be wearing that. That just looks weird. Also, I'm gonna get rid of that. And I'm going to get rid— oh! That's the wrong button. Whoops. Okay, what if I were to do that? And delete that whole side. There we go. That'll fix it. I join those. And I join those. And bam, we got one shape. Let's make his shirt. Let's make this color a blue. I mean, even if you're not the best artist, do you really think you're that much better than I am? Or that much worse than I am? Because I assure you, this is some terrifying stuff. Who would want to hang out with a gnome this creepy? Let's make his shoes a better color than blue. Let's make him a dark brown. And, let's give him some shoelaces. Like, that. Oh. I think these should be white shoelaces. It looks like he's got, some pretty weird looking shoes there going on. Oops, that's wrong. Oops. Now, I just gotta give him some proper... Oh, you know what he's missing? He's missing a place for him to put his feet. Now, I just need to give him little legs. Does he have blue pants, or... I feel like he shouldn't have blue pants. He should have different colored pants. Okay, let's, oh. Let's move this forward. I see the problem here. I need to change the layering system here. Because... all this has gotta move forward. There we go. Perfect. Now I can take this. I can move that over there. And I can just flip it. And I can bring that down. Bam. Now we've got a little gnome with no arms. He needs arms. And probably a different shaped body. Which is a bit too wide if you ask me. Yeah, that seems a bit more gnomely. Oh. How'd that happen? Oh, that is too thin. I'm gonna put that over there. A gnome, you say? Grumpy? Confidence? What's confidence? I don't have any of that. That mess sounds weird and kind of gross. I feel like confidence is for weird, gross people that walk around and say things like, "Ah, I'm the best. No one else is as good as me." And that just ain't me. I don't do that. You know what I could do if I did... Actually, get that. Control C, Control B. And then, what if I did that? And I took out one of these guides. And then I did click on that and add another thing there. And then I did the same thing on the other side. So about... I'd say that looks about accurate. And then I click on this, and I click on that, and I move that over there. And I delete this. Oh, that's not right. Oh no, I put that on the wrong thing. Whoops. Well, I can just move this guide over, move it to there, then do that. Perfect. Now I can delete that. And I come down here.
색별.
I can delete that. Then, bam, I got two shapes. I connect them up. I can change the color of my shape so that it is a dirty yellow, I guess. I do the same thing over here. Oh, first, let's connect these two. Join. And then, boop. I put them over there. And one over there. Oh. Now he's got this weird little vest on. And now I can give him some arms. Like, well, they need to be little arms. He's a gnome. Gnomes are not known for having very big arms. As maybe a bit shorter. And then give him that. Little ball joint on his arm there. And then I zoom in a little. And we size that up a tad. And then, let's lift that a little. Bring that over here. Flip it around, so it's... Actually, I can do this. Now we've got our little guy. But he's got no hands. So let's give him some little hands. Little spheres. And I can use that. Well, now he looks cute. He's supposed to be spooky, isn't he? Well, what if he's not spooky anymore? Well, howdy, neighbor. I feel like I spelled that wrong. Okay, now we've got our little gnome. And, oh, would you look at that? The exploding star sun is out. That needs some more color, perhaps. He thinks it should be a brilliant... Oh. Why don't we bring that up here? Oh. The reason why is because our gnome friend is all the way there. So let's do that. And, what if... a floating circle? Oh! Oh, that gives me an idea. And now, what if I do a little of this? Move that. Oh. Then we do that. And of course that doesn't work out as I want. So I better go down and move this up here. So that's in front. Let's change the color of that to a dark door brown. That doesn't look like the right kind of brown for a door. And this should be a bit bigger. That is some spooky music. Actually, you know what? Let's make his door like that. And then, let's give it... What's going on with this music in the background? Hang on, I gotta check what's... Oh, there's a fireplace going. I don't want that. That's better.
별
Wait a second, I feel like I've heard this. Oh. Just a opening. Okay, where was I? Okay, so we got our little gnome here, and we got that going on. Now, oh, that's not what I wanted. And now he's got a door that's specially made so his hat can fit through. Now, isn't that cute? Oh, it needs a door handle though. Let's put that there. Let's give it a little shiny door handle. And now he's a little gnome that lives in a blue house. With a little window. Yeah, let's give it a little window. And, there we go. Then let's do it that. Now he's got a little window. And, if you have Twitter, you can post it on Twitter. And just at me with them. That's a thing I can do. I don't mind using Twitter and responding to fan mail. And now we've got our little guy with his little house with a little window and the little sun. Well, howdy, neighbor, said the little gnome man with his little red pointy hat. He's not evil at all. He's just a friendly little guy. Just hanging out. And, how about we make another of him? And, oh, lost a hand in the process. And now we've got, oh, lost an elbow as well. Maybe I should, put all of this together in a group. And I press Ctrl G. That is not supposed to happen. How about now? Nope. And now? There we go. Perfect. This guy has, let's give this guy a different colored coat. Like a nice bright green coat. Now I can just connect all these together. And maybe as I guess you could DM me. That would technically work. A lighter blue or cyan shirt. And now I'm gonna make this other guy here say words by doing some magic here. Hey, Bill. Yep, there we go. We got our little scenario there. We've got our little gnomes. Gotta move this up until it is above that gnome. And I'm gonna make that a color. Oh, it went too far forward. Yay! Now I've made a little story. And all was good in the universe. Because Gnome Bill and Gnome Friend where's D? Oh. Well, howdy, neighbor Dave. Hey, Bill. And just like that, the friendship between neighbors Bill and Dave was established. And they met in front of Bill's house underneath the big star. And for centuries, this was good. Until one day, Dave borrowed Bill's hedge clippers and just refused to give them back. There's no real reason as to why. Maybe he got bored. But either way, Dave got really angry with Bill. Or, no, wait. It's the other way around. Bill got really angry with Dave for stealing his hedge clippers. Which look like this. And let's make that gray. And like that. Maybe a bit more pointy. Yeah. In fact, maybe this should be a bit more... You got little handles there. And let's make the handles nice red, or orange even. Then you get the other one, and turn it like so. But not too much, which I did. Yeah, just like that. And then... Bill is really angry. So now Bill says, "Hey, Dave. Give me my clippers back." And, this guy's all like, "Sorry, Bill. Sorry, Bill, but I ate them." Of which... Oh, that's the wrong button. Of which Bill then replies... You liar! They're right there! They're right there in your hand! And, David be all like...
샛별.
What? These? Yeah. Oops. Oops. What, these? These are gum. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good story. And just like that, the friendship between Bill and Dave was destroyed over some stolen hedge clippers. And that is the story of the two gnomes that I created. I'm gonna put this over there. No, I'm gonna put this over there. Then I'm gonna put this over here. Now I'm just gonna change this to a different... How about Cooper? And let's change the size to maybe 200. That's better. And then I'm just gonna change the color. Oh, it just says the. Let's change that to 100. The end. Now that is what I call a good story. That right there is Emmy Award winning worthy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Emmy Award winning story. Doesn't get much better than that. I mean, how could it? It's clearly just the best story you could ever get, right? I guess it is kind of tragic. What about if I made a new story? Story about... How about a story about... Story about a circle. A green circle. Yes.
샛별.
And, it's not really a circle, it's more of an oval. It's not a very good circle, I guess. And the circle's name is, yeah, I got this. Oh, it's still set to 100. Let's change that to 10. Hi, I'm Kevin, is what it says. That's the name of the circle? Yep. This is Kevin. He works at the Circle Depot. I mean, the, regular depot. In Circle Town. And all the other circles are like proper round circles. Yeah. But they are different colors. Like, this one... This one's a purple circle. And you got maybe a red, no, orange circle. And they're all friends. I'm stealing one of these chat bubbles from over here. And this one says, hey, Kevin. Let's make that circle a little smaller. This one says... How's it going, Kevin? It's there. And Kevin's all like... Hey, Hey, guys. Yeah. Romance?
별,
That sounds like it require a lot of me thinking. Let's see what I can do. And, when purple goes away... Kevin's all like... Kevin's all like, you look more vibrant than usual today, Orange. Because this circle's name is just Orange. And Orange is all like, oh, that's so sweet of you to say, Kevin. And, let me fix that a little. There we go. And, Orange is going to be, blushing, if I can... Wait, where would... I think that'd be... Yeah, there we go. That looks like eyes, not blush. What if I made it a gradient? That sounds a bit difficult. What about this? And now there's a romance between Kevin and Orange. There's your romance! Enjoy! Oh wait. The end always needs to be at the very top. In fact, why don't I just make an entirely new thing there. And take that off there. The end. There you go. A romance story between an orange circle and a green oval. Yep, that is peak romance. Doesn't get better than that. Until Purple comes back and is like, "What? Kevin, you're dating Orange, but I love you!" And then there's just this big fight between Orange and Purple over Kevin. And Kevin's all like, "Please, circles, don't fight over me. You're my two closest friends." And Purple's like, "Kevin's right. We're friends. We shouldn't be fighting over him." And Kevin's like, "I'm right?" And Orange is like, "Yeah, you are right." But secretly, Orange and Purple are still like seething over who gets to be with Kevin. Romance cup of tea. Honestly, when it comes to romance for me, my favorite thing actually isn't like the scandalous romance stories. It's more like when I think of romance, I think of Up. Because love that has lasted a pair their entire lives, as opposed to falling in love or falling out of love or fighting over love. I don't really find those to be as romantic as, you know, enduring love. So the kind of romance I like to see is the kind that's a very close bond between two people. I think that's very romantic. As opposed to the very volatile nature of most popular romance that I've seen. I like seeing like really good chemistry between characters as well, where it's like romance isn't really necessarily the focus of the story, but it sort of blossoms in the background. That's the kind of thing I like. That's fair. Everyone likes stuff that they like. That is the nature of liking things. I guess romance isn't really something that's at the top of my list of things I really focus on personally, but that's more just, I guess a preference. I'm not gonna judge anyone for enjoying romance, though. I think there's a lot of merits to it. And now I feel tired. Everything still says royalty free, so I can't wait to watch or look at the info on this later and see it says, "Oh, you probably should have used royalty free music because it's been copyright claimed." That's not gonna be fun, I'm sure. I'm at 93 subscribers. It's a shame that on days like these, where I'm just struggling, I'm not able to be more entertaining and keep that energy up that's required. I do want to thank you for coming so often, though. I really do appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. Now then, I feel pretty tired, honestly. Been an hour and a half stream, that's not terrible. It's not as good as the usual 2-hour streams I've been doing the past couple days, though. What am I doing tomorrow? Well, what was the plan tomorrow? I think it's getting over it with Bennett Foddy. That's a fun one. Another game that I very much enjoy. So, I may end the stream a little early today, just so that I can rest a bit more. Hopefully I'll have an easy rest of the day. I keep forgetting where I put chat. Oh no. There it is. Ah. Well. Is something... Oh, hey, Stray's on sale. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Twitter. Hmm. Huh. Well. Alright. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. And have a lovely evening.